People ask me all the time. People come up to me and they hold their cell phones at me and they go, "These things are ruining our lives."
Right.
And my response always is, absolutely not. So when people say to me, life is too busy, I can't simplify, no, it's you don't want to. You have the choice. Nobody's holding a gun to your head saying, you have to associate with these people and you have to do these things. No, you choose to do them. People create messy lives, complicated lives, and they don't need to. Well, actually, there's three elements I would say. There's willpower, discipline, and love. And a lot of people want to create discipline in their life, but they start and then they struggle and they stop. And I feel like the driving factor behind discipline is love. When you love something and you're passionate about it, then you want to discipline your life more so that you can have more of that love. So when you discover what you love in life, which is really what your purpose or your priorities are, then you will start to discipline your life even more. So I'm clear who and what's important in my life. Therefore, I make sure my life is very disciplined so I can spend more time with the people that I love and the things that I love. So love actually creates discipline. The base of it is love. At the source of it's love. If you don't have something you're passionate about, it's something that you love passionately, then you're not driven to discipline your life. You may start it, but then you can't sustain it. If you work with athletes, you work with professional actors, what drives them? They love what they do, right? They love the tennis players that you work with. They love tennis.
Right.
And that love drives them to be disciplined. A lot of people don't know their purpose because they've never spent any time trying to find their purpose. And there's no structured approach to it. So even when you're growing up, nobody tells you in school that you need a purpose in life. But if you look at your daily life, your whole life is driven by purpose. People get in a car, why? Because there's a purpose to drive to go to dinner, drive to go to work, right? You take a shower, there's a purpose. You know, everything you do throughout the day, all the mundane things is purpose-driven. So why shouldn't life have a purpose? And most people don't know their purpose because they never spend time with themselves. And that's why if you look at most people, they go from one thing to another. They're driven by the trends of society. Now this is popular, so I'll do it for a while. You know, maybe it's yoga, then it's soul cycling, and then it's this and it's that. And people are just going from one thing to another. But if you look at the most successful people in the world, they just do one thing.
Right.
They play tennis or they play football. Truly take time to figure out what your passion in life is, because that's really going to drive your ability to discipline your life. I feel concentration is at the crux of all human success and endeavors. And if you can't concentrate, you can't manifest or create what you want to create in life. Because people ask me all the time. People come up to me and they hold their cell phones at me and they go, "These things are ruining our lives."
Right.
And my response always is, absolutely not.
Right.
What's ruining your life is your inability to exercise discipline around the use of your technology. I would say the simplest thing you can do is practice doing one thing at a time, which is very difficult for people. So if you're speaking with someone, give that person your undivided attention. Keep your awareness on them. So I say discipline is the byproduct, whereas willpower is what's needed to create that structure. The way to develop willpower is to finish what you begin. It's really easy to start something, but to finish something takes tremendous amount of will, right? At the start, everybody's inspired, they're full of enthusiasm and energy. And then halfway through the project, everybody looks at each other and go, whose idea was this? Right? And then people just abandon it and go start something new. When you finish what you begin, it requires tremendous amount of will. So the way I develop my bicep is I use my bicep to lift weights to develop more bicep, right? I use my bicep to develop bicep. The way you develop willpower is you use your mental muscle to develop more muscle. So every time you finish what you begin, you're actually developing willpower. So for me, the way I develop willpower is I look at my average day and I go, what are the opportunities in my day that I can use to develop willpower? One simple thing that I talk about quite often is every day I sleep. Before I sleep, I floss, I brush my teeth, throw on my pajamas, I go to sleep. How do I finish the process of sleep? I make the bed in the morning. So every day I wake up in the morning, I make the bed. There's not a single day that goes by that I haven't made the bed in the last 25 years. Right? So every day I wake up, I finish. So when I make the bed, I finish what I begin, and I'm developing willpower. Whereas in the monastery, we were trained that all the simple tasks throughout the day, from making the bed to putting away your cups or washing your breakfast dish in the morning, and you come into the house and you take your shoes off, instead of kicking it to the side, you can put them neatly. It takes an extra 5 seconds, but you're finishing the process of coming home, right? And all those things are little acts to develop willpower. Now I can use that willpower, align it with my passion to create discipline in my life so that I can enjoy what I love more.